I'm excited to be here, especially that our audience is so intercultural. It's one of my hobby to these intercultural, relationships and these differences among us. So actually, learning remotely in a digital platform is really a challenge. So I will focus on how to overcome this, I would say, distance, this remote landscape which our learners are in. So I will share the presentation. Give me a sec, and I will do it. So how to do it in an inclusive way. I will share with you my findings from my everyday work, because on everyday base, what I mainly do, I do audits in the companies who wants to be more inclusive, which are working remotely in this digital space. So most of the cases, most of the examples, I will just share from my clients. So when we are talking about learning in digital world, in virtual world, there are mainly three challenges. First one, it's about isolation, because people are not in one place, in one room. We are in different spaces. So most of participants feel just isolated. Probably many of you just experienced that during COVID, even more vividly than before. Second challenge is connected with fragmentation. So it means that very often participants or team members just don't feel they don't have this whole picture. They just have some bits here and there, and it's really hard for them to connect it. Then they don't have this feeling of coherence, like what's happening where actually, how to make it more coherent. And the third challenge, which we can name, is called the organization. So, because it's really hard to organize, to structure the work, so everyone knows exactly what will happen when, and how does it really should roll on, let's say, how it should be implemented. So first, I would like to focus on this challenge number one, which is isolation. And the solution for isolation is to engage, to build this engagement among people. So first of all, what is really helpful, sounds obvious, but it doesn't happen often, is like hold regular meetings. Because this regularity actually helps people to feel connected, so they know that there are some people who are waiting for them, who are aware of their challenges, or their problems, or their issues to be resolved, or they are ambitious to learn new things. So regularity really helps to overcome this feeling of isolation. And one of the best practice is whenever you start with the group, to do something what we call check-in. So this is the moment at the beginning of the training or of the meeting, when there is a space for everyone to share. I would say it will sound maybe too psychological or too philosophical, but this is the time to share their presence. This is the moment where people can say, yeah, I'm here. And the others know that there is the person. So in the context also of D&I, diversity and inclusion, it's really very important moment. You can do it on many different ways. Like it depends, of course, of the size of the group. The smaller it is, the easiest it is. Yeah, so because we can devote more time for this. So for the small groups, it can be just a regular round. So each person is sharing like, what are you starting with? What are you coming with to the meeting, to the workshop? What is your motivation to be here? When you have huge groups and you do, for example, some webinars online, you can use Mentimeter or Slido just at the very beginning, so people can, let's say, what I do, for example, I put 2, 3 or 4 pictures presenting the mood of the person. Like, for example, like, I came here very tired, and I have this picture of person being tired. I have a happy person. I have someone who's curious, and people just vote like, what mood are you in, or what do you start with? You can create a space for some questions, like what is the question you're coming with here, and you can use this formula of a word cloud, for example, to help people to write it down. But apart from just doing this, it's like the background of this is really that the person can state their presence in the group, and it's really important to create psychological safety for learning. Third one, be in human touch. What I mean is that learning remotely, I would say that it's really a great shortcut just to focus on the tasks. Yeah, because we just need to do something, we just need to learn, so go and do this exercise. However, without this human touch, again, this psychological safety won't be there. So it's really important to be in the contact with another person. So when you are a mentor or you're a manager who's sharing the knowledge with your employee, or you're a trainer who's giving a training, a workshop for others, it's really important not only to focus on the task, but also to focus on the person, on their motivation to be in the room actually. So what is actually there that you like to learn? What will help you to in this process? So to be in this personal contact with the other person. The fourth one, the tip is more for the teams who are already in the digital learning process. So have some team building events. What I mean by that is, for example, depending on the topic, on the subject of your learning process, you can add some additional exercises, some activities, like, for example, watching movies. Like, each person can watch movie at their home. Of course, subject of the movie must be somehow connected with the training, and then people can meet and just talk about it, what they seen there, how they interpret it, what did they learn, and so on and so on. So have some events or activities actually which will help also to build informal relationships between the members of the team which is learning, and it will for sure help to overcome this challenge of isolation. And what is more, when you have a team which is working on a regular basis, it's really important to give them some reasons to connect apart from work, apart from learning. Maybe it could be creating employee resource group or some hobby groups, and this is this moment when they connect with others, and also to not to feel isolated, not to feel that they are alone, but there are people which are similar to them, which will help them to build trust, to build safety, to have an effective learning process. So this was challenge number 1. The challenge number 2 is called fragmentation, and to overcome this, we need to be more coherent. So again, hold regular meetings. It's ultra important, so people know where we are, where are we going. So it's important to name the goal every time during normal learning process. Is very important. Those of you who are trainers for sure know that how important is the goal of the training, of the activities. And it's even more important in virtual environments, so people know exactly where is the point, because they don't have a friend or a colleague whom they can just poke and say, hey, what is it about? They need to know it from it must be given, it must be stated somewhere, so they can relate to it. It's very important also to work out the team norms, how the learning process will look like. When you have virtual learning, we are meeting for sure from different cultures who have different styles of learning. And it's ultra important when it comes to, for example, knowledge sharing, knowledge exchange. How does it look like in different cultures? There are different norms of doing that. With whom do you share it? It's also important when you think about learnings in the organization, where the next step is to pass the knowledge to others who didn't attend the training. So how will it look like? Will I be okay when you share my idea with your team, which I don't know? Is it okay or no? So let's name it from the beginning. What is the norm here? The next tip is about remember about CC. Whom do you put in CC in your emails in this knowledge sharing process? Because when working in virtual environment, it's very easy, as I said before, to feel isolated and to feel that someone and something omits me. So be mindful, whom do you put in CC? It's better to put more than less people there, so no one feels less important. And create a common team space. So virtual platform, virtual space where people can share their files, their inspirations, their notes, whatever they have after the learning. This is also the place where these goals should be stated, where these team notes will be put, so everyone can go there, feel safe to find information which are needed. And the last one, the third challenge, is about the organization. So we need clarity, participants need clarity, so they are sure that the learning process will be effective. So to make it more easy for them, it's really important to make the team structure available. What I mean is that they know exactly who is in the group, who is there, who's not in the group. It creates safety, and also it creates this opportunity to delegate or to assign responsibility in a way that's available and understood for everyone. So I know who is there, and I know what are the responsibilities of these people. And it's applicable also for teams, but also for the learning opportunities. If you set some, let's say, homeworks or projects which are assigned for the groups, it's very important to remember about, we use abbreviation ASD as a assigned single person. So when we delegate some tasks or results, we state exactly who is responsible to deliver this. And bearing in mind that we are in virtual world, it's important to delegate results, not the tasks. What I mean is that the task is very easy to do. It's just like, yeah, I've done. Like send the if the group, subgroup of our learning workshop needs to meet for a project, the task will be like, yeah, I need to send the dates for the next meeting. But actually, we should we should delegate the results. So like, have a meeting which will help you to discuss this and this, because someone can send the dates and nothing will happen over later on. Yeah, so like the ownership will not be about the result, but only about the task. To have clarity, remember about paraphrasing. This is like universal soft skill competence. which is very helpful, especially in virtual learning. Paraphrase often ask others to do so. So how did you understand it? What did you get out of it? What will be the first step then? And so on and so on. Especially in intercultural environment, it will be important. And ask about priorities, because it's, working online, it is a challenge to see the nonverbal communication, which will just underline what is important, what is not important. You can just recognize it. But in online environment, it is really a challenge. So ask about priorities and just check it with your participants and give feedback, give and receive feedback. So use this as a tool after every opportunity which is there to learn, because you as a trainer, you as a mentor, you are a role model. So if you show the people that the feedback is important, that you can receive it and change the things which are possible to change, you just model the right behavior for participants to learn. So to sum up, just simple inclusive tips for meetings. First of all, always consult agenda before the meeting, so people feel included in the process. Make the roles clear, so people know what is their role during the workshop, during the meeting, who is playing the role of what. Being a participant, it's also a role. There is people come there to do something. Always do the tech check. It sounds simple. And sometimes technology really doesn't work. So remember about that. It's also about inclusiveness, because I have a lot of experiences when I said like, okay, I did the training for this company so many times, so I didn't do the tech check, and but I had different computer and it didn't work well. People couldn't feel included because there was something on the screen which really didn't work. Check-in, so for addressing social aspect, building trust. Remember about parking issues which are not in the agenda. So during the workshop, where some things are appearing as they are important for the people, just have a special whiteboard to note it down and address them in a proper moment. And as the last part of the workshop, the meeting, you can use a very simple technique as a feedback. We call it RTM, this rate the meeting. And simple as that. Everybody has hands. 1 is the meeting was bullshit, we didn't achieve what we wanted. 5, it was marvelous, we got what we wanted. And during the meeting, people quickly show the numbers, and you not comment this, you're just asking, so anyone please give me one idea how we can improve it next time. So everybody see the hands. So we know the numbers. We have one idea for everyone. It's not only for you, but ideas are for everyone to change. So this is all from my side. That was so quick, just these 15 minutes. I hope that at least you got some ideas how you can improve your trainings, your cooperation in a virtual digital world. So thank you so much.